And welcome back. How are you guys doing? Was your day good? Like the 24 hours between slightly less than 24 hours because last episode was like 30 minutes long, so that makes anyway, how was your day? My last couple of minutes, because that's how time dilates between these episodes, were all right. I set up the render, so that way you guys will have the video, which you saw yesterday, and if you saw it, then you saw this one now, and putting one foot in front of the other, you continue on to this strange alien world. I'm actually reading this time because I realize it's different, which means that I probably missed shit on volume 2, but eh. If there's enough of a request, we might go back and do like the alternate routes, but I really don't feel like it. I kind of just feel like the Rev canon is good enough. Just when you think this stuff is beginning to make sense, it all begins to slip through your fingers and becomes even stranger and more alien. There does, however, seem to be one thing that's remaining constant remains constant. I got it right the first time. Constant through all the planets and walks of life, and that thing is friendship. You are on the prowl for more. It would have been perhaps wise to stay with one of your wonderful new friends until you were fully healed. But Martha Stewart once said, visitors like fish begin to smell after 3 days. You're almost positive that Martha Stewart said that. Nevertheless, you soldier on in your endless quest for companionship. Where will your travels take you next? And it's going to be the brony. And I swear to God, I hope she's not actually a brony. Like, I'm just going off her name being Bronia, which sounds trollish. They seem like they have to start with, like, they have to throw in, like, a Y, and they have to end in, like, an A. Is that a consistent thing? I feel like it. And the UR, yeah. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Okay. You've been traveling through a cave network for a while now. Rigid stone is welcome respite from the eerily organic infrastructure that you've been encountering, but it also is proving an all unwelcome respite from friend making. Maybe it was too much to hope for that this cavern would be home to another potential new buddy. Maybe leaving the big city behind was a horrible mistake. So is this taking place like directly before the other one? And we went through I don't know. We'll figure it out. Based on how this ends determines which one of these came before the other one. Because on the what one was it? It was the first one, where our data came after Hot Dog Damon, right? Damon, whatever. I can remember their fucking names, but I couldn't tell you the names of any of the people I fucking work. Wait, no, I can. I don't want to because then you'd know where I was work, and then I'd have to quit because I'd get murder threats. Just maybe these cold, dark tunnels are completely devoid of, oh, hang on, there's a bunch of buildings in the distance. Oh, hello. I thought you were one of my girls, but you don't look like a Jade Blood or anything else, actually. How strange. I don't know what this music's supposed to be. Are we goths? Are you a goth? Are you a scene chick? What is this? You convey your usual spiel regarding your circumstances. You are lost and lonely, and your ribs are still broken, you think. Honestly, your ribs are fine. You could just use another friend or two. I see. My first responsibility is to the Jades and the Mother Grub, so I can't make any promises about friendship just yet. But you do look like you need someone to take care of you. Here, in the Brooding Caverns, we follow a few simple rules. Okay. Brooding Caverns. Also known as fucked in? Is this a fucked in? 1. Don't invite drama from up top below. 2. Protect Mother Grub. 3. We have no hierarchy, but do what I say. Let's do everything we can to keep your current record of dozens of sweets without Jades being cold. You're not sure what half of those words mean, but you nod your head. Good. I'll take you to our hive. Follow me. You follow her into the hive. So is Jade higher than... Okay, so like blue blood is really good. So like if it goes based on how colors like gradiate like in a spectrum, That would make jade, like, higher than red. Or lower. It has to be higher, because rust blood is lowest. So this has to be, like, just under blue, which means that she's gonna be a total fucking bitch. Which looks just like a school or something, some kind of dormitory with multiple rooms and multiple floors. Usually, more of my jades are around. I suppose that everyone is watching the Imperial drones arrive with the fill pails. Girls, we have a visitor to our caverns. 1, don't be alarmed. Okay, everything's got like a list of rules. Is this a prep school? 1, don't be alarmed by their bizarre appearance. They seem to be harmless and weak. 2, do not give them more injuries than they already have. Our dear visitor deserves a warm jade blood welcome. She claps her hands. No one else is around, but you stand at attention and give her a thumbs up to show that you read her loud and clear. You notice that she calls you visitor and not friend, but it's okay. You can do whatever it takes until you're upgraded from visitor to friend, or at least charity case. I feel like that was a reference. Like, all these are probably references to other trolls. If I knew anything about this shit, I'd know what they were. You follow her upstairs, and she stops at a big room on the 2nd floor. You step into it and have to clap your hands over your mouth to keep from gagging at the revolting sight. You hear big, baby-sized larva-looking things all over the floor, squirming around and crying, inchworming out of the kiddie pools of green slime. What the hell? This is our nursery. Most of the swigglers are sick or injured, so we look after them here until they're well enough to go back out into the caverns and spin their cocoons. That says something, doesn't it? What's the homestuck equivalent of calling someone a weeb? Like, how do I call you a weeb, but instead of anime, it's homestuck? Homestucks. Translate this. I know you already have, and it's an inside joke about what's about to happen to me. I already know it. If you can read it. I don't know if you can. You're definitely gonna have to zoom in on that shit. She looks all shifty all of a sudden, giving you some side-eye and then like she's sizing up. You try not to look very threatening, but also 100% trustworthy. We keep this nursery on the down low. It's not against any of the laws, but it's something of a break with tradition to save any of the grubs out instead of just letting them die. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure why we do it. I guess it just feels right to me to take care of them, the same way I take care of my jades. Nursery, huh? Look around, this is kind of new information. Yes, you can see how the wigglers could kind of look like babies. You can't believe that one of these things could grow up to look anything like something that looks like Bronia. This is an alien planet, so who knows? She takes you over to a shelf that seems to hold medical supplies. So I'm still dressed like an asshole, aren't I? I have to be. Unless if this is, I mean, who knows? You're not sure what can be done for your broken ribs, but maybe she has some kind of alien technology that can help. But when she starts going through the cabinet, you don't see anything that looks like high-tech. That looks high-tech like the kind of thing that fixed your arm. I guess that most of the stuff we have is for the wigglers. I'm not familiar with your bizarre anatomy to know if it'll help. But you're not completely sure how to do something, it's best to try anyway. 1, even if you fail, everyone else can still learn from your mistake. That's true. 2, maybe you won't fail. You never know. That's also true. You're not sure about applying this ethos to your broken ribs. I mean, also true. But she looks so determined. It might be rude to say no. I mean, like, I guess I'm okay to heal, but I'm probably already... It's probably going to liquidate. Like, you know what? No other technology on this planet has actually hurt me that was meant to help me, as far as I remember. So it's probably okay. Okay. Come here, lift up your shirt so I can get to your injured bellow sack enclosures. Just like that. Turn the part that's all bloody and horrifying towards me. She has something that looks like some kind of ointment. It's a shade of bright green, similar to the slime beds you've seen around the nursery. It seems to also be glowing. Seems like there's nothing wrong about applying it on your skin. Despite your optimism, the second Bronya rubs some on your broken skin. It feels like searing hot pain and you just got doused with poison. You flinch back instinctively. Your momentum You cartwheel your arms, but it's no use. You're going down. You yell timber. You feel something soft and squishy break your fall. You're a terrible squelching noise, like some kind of animal squeal. You've fallen right onto one of the wigglers. You roll off of it, but there's no use. It's squished flat, and you're covered in olive fluid that you think might be its blood. This is why I don't hold babies, because this will absolutely happen to me. You look to see Bronia's horrified face, and you know that there's no hope for this friendship in those vengeful eyes. You might want to run before I throw you out of this window and break the rest of your bones. Whoops. Okay, no. Let's get a good ending. I can do this. I'm sorry, an uncaught exception occurred. While running game code, runtime error dictionary changed the... Whoopsie. Alright, let's try that again. You can just pretend like the episode just started. But I don't think you guys want to hear me ramble on again or attempt to read this again. It's already probably awful enough to hear me read. Just in general. So I'm just going to skip through as much of this as possible. And, once we get to the part where... I guess I should have known. So I guess that tells us this. This takes place... Actually, could still take place... Yeah. Okay, well, if you're sure. I was worried about you, though, but you seem like you need help. I wish I could help you more. If I can't take care of someone, I'm not sure how we can even become truly friends. Oh, shit. Try and cheer her up, pointing out that her friendship is a two-way street. After all, she doesn't have to concern herself with your mutilated frame. How can you help her instead? Well, sure. There are a few things around here that I could use some assistance with. However, don't take this the wrong way. We've only just met. I don't know if I can trust you to be as responsible as I am. It's not easy to be the one in charge. You have to be 1, conscientious, 2, considerate, and 3, competent at all times. I'll give you the first 2. Competent, I'm not sure if I can do. That's iffy. It depends. Tightrope walking, not so much. Sword fighting, yes. Being awkward, yes. You try to think of some times in your life when you've been conscientious, considerate, or competent. You're drawing a bit of a blank, but hey, new planet, new you. You assure her that you have what it takes. I guess if you want to prove you're responsible, I can let you help me out today. It's good to have a visit to the mother grub. I'm a little bit... So when she was greeting people, did she mean... But no. Are these Jade Bloods as... Oh, I guess the one I squished was green-blooded, so possibly. When I was a kid, I went to the blood bank on a school field trip. And what would be middle school, but I'm homeschooled, so not really. Along with a bunch of other kids who were homeschooled in the area. And I was feeling a little bit queasy. Not sure why. But, so my mom tells me hey, if you start feeling a little sick to your stomach, just put your head between your legs and it'll make you not throw up. Head below your heart, and you won't throw up. Pro tip. Actually kind of works. Still do it to today. Anyway, I'm feeling pretty good. Right? And then someone pops out from behind a counter and is it's Grinch blood. And it was a bag of green blood that they had to reject, I think. I don't know if they rejected it. But it was green because of birth control pills, apparently. I guess whatever process they put it through makes the, combination of birth control and whatever. Anyway, I almost vomited right there and just had to, go down. So, I don't know where I was going with that story. That's the only time I've ever seen anyone have blood that's not red. And I didn't see it necessarily, so it could have been Kool-Aid or Grinch blood. We don't know. You're careful to step all around the little guys on the floor as you head out of the nursery. She takes you back outside in the caverns that are even bigger than you first realized. They're also dark and cold and gloomy, and you can't see anywhere that might lead up to the planet's surface. Does she really live down here all this time? To make some conversation during this cold hike in a damp cave, you mentioned that living underground must seem like this seems kind of depressing. You realize it's too late that it wasn't very tactful, but she doesn't get angry at you at your conversational gambit to insult her home. Oh no, it's very peaceful down here. Well, in comparison to anywhere else, I quite enjoy it. The brooding caverns are a place for life and birth, not death. I mean, to be fair, like the sweeper, like the drones, like they can't bomb you underground. So it seems like one of the safest places you could be would be down here. And they probably don't come down here because they're just like, whatever, hands off. If they die, they die. So actually, yeah, she's got the right idea. Hang out down here, don't get bombed. Everyone else is a dumbass. Though I guess it only works because she's the only one who doesn't. It's pretty uncommon on Alternia. There's an N in there. Alternia. Have I been pronouncing that wrong this whole fucking time? You're sure not what she means. You're still not sure what she means by brooding caverns, but yes, it has something to do with the wigglers in her nursery. Before you can ask, you reach the top of a ridge and get a new, wider view of the rest of the cavern. It's enormous, probably the size of a small city. All over the cave floor, you can see more wigglers crawling everywhere. Cocoons line the walls. And the larger stalagmites. Now, stalagmite is on the ground because a stalactite hangs from the ceiling because it's holding on tight. Stalactite. So these ones are on the ground. But those are in the background. I think someone doesn't know the difference between a stalactite and a stalagmite. And my knowledge of cave shit is coming to the fore. So suck it, homestuck. With some young trolls crawling out of them. Walking, flying, and crawling among the wigglers, you see young trolls that are a variety of white monsters. All kinds of shapes and sizes. In the center of the cavern, there is, you don't even know how to describe it. It looks like a huge mini-legged queen bug of some kind, with a goat-shaped skull and horns coming out of her head. Okay. Her bulbous sphincter ripples as she lays a continuous stream of hundreds of eggs, from which you assume the gray wigglers will hatch. Marching through all this, you see several hulking bipedal creatures, each carrying 2 buckets, either to or away from the mother grub. They look armed as if they move like regimented troops, soldiers of some kind. You're instinctively terrified of them. But this is where the magic happens, and by that means the continuation of our species. Jadebloods like myself are entrusted with looking after the process, which of course is a very special... Okay, so you actually live here. They know you live here. And they don't want to cull you because it's your job. Got it. So, like, blue bloods are, like, important people. Green bloods make sure the breeding happens right. And red bloods are just, like, punching bags. Cool. I'm starting to get this. The Imperial drone carries full pails of genetic material to the mother grub for her slurry. She lays eggs that hatch new grub broods. 3. After the wigglers emerge from their cocoons, and the new trolls will go through the trials. The one that make it will be selected by a Lussus to help care for them. 4. Together, the young trolls and their Lussi will go up to the surface together wherever the trolls will grow up or get cold or whatever. As Bronia explains troll reproduction to you, one of the Imperial drones veers sharply to the left, and in the process tramples over a few wigglers and young trolls. The drone continues on, but several other Lussi cry out, crowding around the dead or injured charges. One of them, a gigantic beast that resembles a bison, bellows and rears up on its hind legs. hitting one of the other two Lusci with its front hoof. Oh geez, not again. This kind of damage control is a lot of what we have to deal with. Whether the Lussus goes rogue or out of grief or confusion, there's potential for it to lash out at other Lusci, the Wigglers, or the Mother Grub herself. We Jadebloods cannot let that happen. I just have ignored that there are two V's in her name, like whenever she talks. And only when she's excited? She looked concerned, a marked contrast on how confident she seemed before now. You offered to help out earlier, and it seems like now is your chance. Someone has to stop that rogue Lussus, and that someone could be you. I'm gonna get wrecked. Have you guys ever seen how big bison are in real life? Fucking massive. Horrifying, actually. The only reason we were able to take them on as like a species is because we took them on as a species. And that was basically it. And even still, that was dangerous. But sure, I've got broken ribs. I'm basically fine for this. Yeah, I got this. The bison Lussus seems to be causing quite a ruckus. Other Lusci have now gotten riled up, too, with some of them trying to gather Wigglers to keep them out of the harm's way, and others just trying to get hyped. And others just getting hyped to thrash. It seems like this could turn into a monster stampede, and they're close enough to the Mother Grub's big, soft, vulnerable abdomen. Not great. Fighting a monster single-handedly seems like a daunting first step in friendship, but you did tell her you would be responsible. You square your shoulders and tell Bronia that she has nothing to worry about. You're going to help stop that Lussus, calm down all the other Lusci, and protect the Mother Grub, all without breaking a sweat and hopefully without breaking any more bones either. Whoa there, I was going to suggest that I go after it while you stay here. Seems like you're kind of weak and fragile, even apart from your injuries, I mean. I just don't want you getting hurt. Worse. Not sure if I trust anyone other than myself to take the lead on this. Not quite the reaction you were hoping for. Normally you'd be all about sitting back and letting her protect you, because, well, protective and responsible is a good look on her. But desperate times call for desperate measures, and you don't know how else you're going to prove yourself. Oh, okay, we could have backed down there. That was our out. She gave us an out. She's probably ripped, because everyone is. You do your best to project an air of confidence, or at least competence. You assure her that this is no sweat for you. You actually take down raging bison on your home planet all the time. You're known for it, actually. Well, if you say that this is your first... undulate roping rodeo, I'll believe you. Hang on. I'll hang back and let you give it a shot. But if it gets too overwhelming in there, I'm right here. 1. Caring for the Mother Grub is my responsibility as a Jadeblood. 2. I will never abandon a friend to deal with a mess of their own. If we end up being friends, that is. Oh. Oh, yes. Oh, hell yes, we have a reason to hope. You approach the rampaging bison. How did I pronounce it like that? Bison. Have you guys ever had bison? Like, eaten it? It's pretty good. It's like, more gamey and grainy than cow. But basically the same shit. Do all bison have horns like that? Maybe they do. You're no bison expert. But you're pretty sure they don't all have teeth that nasty. Bison on Earth mostly eat grass, don't they? This guy does not look like a herbivore. At first, you try and calm the Lussus down by talking to it, but your soothing words have no effect. And in fact, you might have just made it angrier by suggesting that it pause and take a deep breath in reaction to its trampling charge. You're not even sure if it can understand human speech, come to think of it. Circle around it, wishing that you had some kind of lasso or something. Maybe you could herd it away from the Mother Grub. This could go really bad, and I could, like, wipe out an entire species here. I'm not sure why she's staying back. Because if that kills the Mother Grub, I don't know how they... like, do they get another one? Do they have spares? Is it like bees, where, like, one of the princesses turns into a queen? Or is that ants? Or both? You look around to see if there's any other Lusci that look vaguely like Earth shepherd dogs, but no dice. You hesitate too long and the Lussus turns away, its furious eyes falling on the Mother Grub. It stamps its hooves, snorts air out of its nostrils, and screams in a way that sounds a lot more hellish than you'd imagine a normal bison are capable of. It's obvious that it's about to charge, and there's only one thing you can think to do. In desperation, you leap forward and tackle it football style, doing everything you can with your flimsy human body to drag it onto its side. It half works. You plow into the Lustus and try and stop it in its tracks, but it topples over onto a nest of Wiggler. The Wigglers and young trolls go bouncing everywhere, squealing in distress. Their left side descended upon you in rage. Everything is chaos for a while. You're trapped beneath Bison Lusci, which is very worrying for you and all your body parts that you think might feel something important rupturing, and you think you might feel something important rupturing inside you. But hey, on the brush side, this crushing mass is protecting you from all the other pissed off Lusci trying to attack you. Just as the whole breathing situation starts to get dicey, you hear commotion and what sounds possibly like the trouncing of some smaller Lusci which were trying to get you. A crowd of beasts around you scatters, and then you hear her. Oof, I'm having a hard time getting this thing off you. Okay, she's not mad at me. That's good. Thought she was going to be mad again like the first time. He's still very angry, and he keeps trying to kick me. Where's a bronze blood when you need one? I'd be like, bronze is like yellowy orange, which would mean like, I guess that's above red. Yeah, that would be under green but above red. If I'm remembering my color spectrum right. Okay. You don't know what she means, but you're very grateful that she's here to help you. You try and communicate this, but it comes out garbled from all the blood in your mouth. Maybe don't try and speak or move or help. You experience a sinking feeling that could be related to your diminishing odds of impressing Bronya and becoming her friend, or it could be the compression of all your internal organs. Either way, it's tough to feel optimistic right now. Before you can give in to feel complete despair, you hear other voices. Your view is blocked by a mass of bison flesh on top of you. But could it be? Are those other people here to save you? Finally, I was wondering where you had all gotten out to. Let's all work together, girls. 1. You two grab his horns and keep the head still and keep it from biting anyone. 2. The rest of you come around with me to its backside so he can push it without getting kicked. Wouldn't it be better to do it the other way around? You hear some grunting and muttering, and the bison starts making furious noises and sounds more confused and less furious. Pressure and pain on your chest briefly spike in intensity as the thing's weight shifts. Then they might succeed in dragging it off you because suddenly you can breathe again. Where are the rest of them? Well, the crisis is not over yet. While you're still testing the use of your lungs, blinking up at the cavern calling, you hear a new cacophony of enraged monster noises. Uh-oh, the other Lusci are still agitated. Get down and trying to calm them down. Protect the mother grub. You lift yourself up to see what's going on. Putting your weight on your arm feels like you maybe all your bones got turned. What is with me today? I cannot read for shit. Like, I could read that in my head, but it's just like, once I say it out loud, it goes weird. Does that make sense? Like, I know what the fuck is saying. Painful, painful confetti. You feel strong hands propping you up gently, and now your head is in Bronya's lap. You try to focus more on how this is a nice place for your head to be and less on the pain. This is not good. I don't know if my jades can reach the stampede in time, and the mother grub could get injured, not to mention all the wigglers in danger. Oh no. You don't think this situation can get any worse, but now you see that several of the Imperial drones have been about to leave in the cavern or turning back, drawn by all the noise and chaos. Maybe this could be a good thing. Maybe they can instill order, or they'll probably just kill us all. Fuck, they're gonna kill everyone! She scrambles to her feet, in the process of letting your head whack against the cave floor. Your vision swims, but you can still make out the drones firing indiscriminately at the Lusci, at the grubs, the wigglers, and all the... So they... That seems really counterproductive. Like, what if one of those is a blue blood, right? Like, you want to make sure that they're taken care of, right? Like, whatever with the red ones. Maybe just, like, give them a little, like, cut. Like, what color are you? All right, you're red. Just throw them in the bin. Blue, all right, you're coming with us. You know? And then have like a special like area for blue bloods. Or maybe this is that. Like, I don't know. Maybe this like particular mother grub just spits out shitty trolls. One laser. Well, then why is Ardata in why was she in the slums anyway? I guess just to fuck with people. It's either kidnap people that live near you, I guess. One laser beam skims to the side of Mother Grub's massive midsection, and her scream is so loud that the ceiling shakes and fused stalactites. Ah, they do know their cave shit. Shake loose, falling on the drones and Lussi and Wigglers alike. A total catastrophe. The whole rainbow's worth of troll, Wiggler, and Lussi blood is spattering all over the cavern walls. Bronya seems paralyzed by the chaos, looking from her jades to the mother grub, to the imperiled Wigglers, who she's not sure who to help first. I can't believe this. This is the worst disaster we've ever had down here. It's all because I thought I could sit back and let someone else be responsible for once. If I were a less secure person, I could let this moment plant a seed of self-doubt in my mind about my ability to take care of others and do my job well. Or I could chalk it up to being really fucking stupid. Oh, to you being really fucking stupid. I mean, I am mostly dead. You shrink under the weight of her glare, her green in the face. She's green in the face for how angry she is. She looks more red. You swallow and manage to spit out enough blood to ask a question that you already know is hopeless. Does that mean that you can't be friends? Are you serious right now? I do not want to make friends with anyone who recklessly endangers the trolls and wigglers under my care. Game over. You killed them all. Well. Wish I could have bailed out when she was like, are you sure? Wish I could have been like, you know what? Not really. Because then it was like, you know, I put forth the effort. I tried. And she's like, you know what? You're a weak-ass human. You can't do this shit. And I'd be like, you know what? Solid point. I'm just going to rest my broken ribs over here while you deal with this. Trying to suplex a bison was a bad idea. Should have known that. On the plus side, I learned something about troll biology, I guess. So there's that. I don't know if that's really a plus. It is. Because then if there's another episode where it's like, what's happening? Then I'd know. This. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't watched the other episodes, I'd recommend it. They'll be popping up any second now. I've already popped up, or I don't know. It's the last like 20 seconds of any video that they'll pop up. So either that's now or it's in a minute. Either way, go watch the other ones if you want and you think I'm funny. You could subscribe. If you think I'm an asshole and you're just here because you just started Googling random selections of words like Hiveswap and RevScarecrow, and then you just decided to click the first thing, then you may just be the right kind of chaos demon to like watch my content, but also I don't know what I can do for you. Maybe you shouldn't. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!